It's the Scott Murray Show, Relationship Roundtable. You've watched him on television for over 3 decades. Now he's on the radio with Steve Bruneman, Calvin Johnson, and Trey Harris. Welcome to Relationship Roundtable.
And on this Sunday afternoon on a brand new time. How about that? 5 o'clock. We're at 4, we're at 6, we're at 5. And next week we'll be coming to you every Monday morning at 1 a.m. Right, Steve?
I have no idea.
You didn't get the memo?
Is that a live show?
No, it's not a live show.
Thank you.
This is a live show, and it's always going to be at 5 o'clock, but this is our new time, and we're delighted to jump on board here on 570 KLIF. We've been on at 4, at 6, at 7, and now here we are at 5, and proud to be a part of it. And we're delighted to welcome each and every one of you. Again, our number is 888-787-5543. Again, that's 888-787-5543. If you'd like to be a part of the conversation on this February Sunday afternoon, we'd love to hear from you. But in the meantime, we kind of go to our Difference Makers Corner, and we always try to talk to a philanthropic endeavor, a nonprofit here in the North Texas area who continues to make a difference in our world. And there's certainly lots to be said for this group. VNA, been around since 1934. Scott, what's VNA? Come on, you know what VNA is. Visiting Nurse Association. And one of the verticals under that incredible organization is Meals on Wheels, which we'll address here shortly. That's the main reason they're here with us today. But we're delighted to welcome Katherine Krause. She's the president and CEO. And Cara Mendelsohn, director of community engagement. Hello, ladies. How are you?
Hi. Thanks for having us.
Well, you're more than welcome. Thanks for being here. It's great to see you. VNA. 1934. Is that right, Katherine?
That's right. And a lot of people may have known us as the Visiting Nurse Association because we start out as home care and going into the homes of, and actually tent cities in Dallas during the Depression to help people basically take care of their loved ones because the hospitals were filled. It was just a horrible time in Dallas history. So Visiting Nurses Association started, and we progressed over time, and now our mission is to help people age with dignity in the home, and that includes Meals on Wheels, hospice, and private care. But we're with one of the largest Meals on Wheels in the country. We deliver over 6,000 meals a day.
Okay, now wait, slow down. That's exactly where I was going to go with my first question. How many meals a day? 6,000 every day?
Every day. So 5,000
so
of
like
those.
42,000 meals this week?
It's a...
You got to be
come
serious.
See our
okay,
kitchen. Everyone's
times 365.
Welcome.
What's the figure per year?
Well, we delivered probably 1.6 million last year,
wow.
And we expect to do 1.8 million. And when you think about who we deliver to, the volunteers in this community, we have over 4,000 volunteers delivering, and they deliver every day. About 50% of our meals are delivered by volunteers, and then we have basically homebound seniors that without someone visiting them in the home, they would not see anyone or receive a meal. So it's the only person they see that day. So it's an amazing thing that they do.
No, I don't want to isolate any one particular person, but I do know, having been introduced to Meals on Wheels and what VNA and what have you does many, many decades ago, is my dear friend, Mrs. Staubach. Mary Ann. That's right. Roger's wife. She's been doing it since the 70s, right?
Yes, and she still is delivering.
She's still doing it.
It is. She's an amazing.
Yeah, and she had some of the wives from some of the old cowboys, the guys in the 70s when they were winning those first 2 Super Bowls, not the last 3 in the 90s with Troy and Roger Troy and Emmett and that group. Mm-hmm. But I mean, that's amazing. That's like 40 plus years.
Right.
Scott, one of the inspirational things we see is that once people do a route and they deliver and they can see the people's faces as they hand them the food, they don't want to stop. And so they might sign up to do it just for Thanksgiving or just for Christmas, and we definitely want them to do that. But then they often will come back and say, well, maybe I could do it once a month and just leave my lunch hour for that. And then it starts creeping up because they do, we often hear volunteers say, oh, I get more out of it than the people who I help. But the truth is that everybody's winning when we're delivering Meals on Wheels.
How many years have you been there, Cara?
So I've only been there about a year and a half.
So, okay, in a year and a half.
But I will tell you that I've only been there a year and a half, but I used to deliver Meals on Wheels with my mother as a girl. And then, unfortunately, my mother was served by VNA for hospice care about 20 years ago.
So let me ask you this. As you look back over that incredible, I guess it is kind of a legacy of sorts, even though you were a youngster at the time with your mom, what's the one thing that you cherish even to this day about what you do? Even though now that you're an employee, you're paid for it, but still, there's got to be a little compassion involved with all that scenario as well.
I think there's a lot of compassion, and I'm not sure because we do a couple things. Besides the Meals on Wheels, we also do hospice care. So we're getting ready for an event on Tuesday, and we do hospice care 24/7. And I think when people are at the end of their life and they can get care that's compassionate and high quality, I mean, who really wants to go in their home? I mean, like for me, I can't imagine doing that. But the people we have on staff that do it, I mean, every day I'm like, wow, you are probably an angel. You are an amazing human being. And then you flip over to the Meals on Wheels side, and it's the same thing. You see the Marianne Staubachs. You see the people who have devoted so much of their life to serving others. You can't help but be inspired by that.
How about for you, Katherine? You're president, CEO, so you have to kind of take that professional whatever. But I mean, when you go home and you look in that rear view mirror and you see VNA and Meals on Wheels behind you over there on what is it, Mockingbird, right? When you see that, what goes through your mind? I mean, you're not just punching in a clock from 9 to 5 doing whatever job you do. This is really, really making a difference.
It is. And I go back to the original founders who were basically Sadie Lefkowitz, who was Rabbi Lefkowitz's wife, and also the first nurse that was hired was Georgia Bates from Highland Park United Methodist Church. They paid for her for 20, 30 years. So when you think of the women that saw a issue in the city that needed, they took action and started caring for people. And that's what we do every day now. And that's what volunteerism at VNA allows anyone to do. There's an hour training. We have people like Southwest Airlines, JP Morgan. They will come on their lunch hour and deliver. The Dallas Police Department. Everyone is involved. And so it gives you an opportunity to take action and to care for your community.
Give me an email or a phone number or some type of address that our listeners tonight can say, hey, you know what, I'd like to be a part of that. What might they do?
They can go on our website, V as in Victor, N as in Nancy, A as in Apple, Texas spelled out, .org. Go on our website and then basically say, I want to volunteer. There's a tab down, and you can either be a hospice volunteer, you can be a Meals on Wheels volunteer, and we'll get you started.
And if they want to email, it's volunteer@vnatexas.org, and we'll get you hooked up.
Say that again.
volunteer@vnatexas.org.
All right, very quickly, let's talk about what we've got coming up on Tuesday. You got a special day at lunchtime and again at dinner time. What's the whole scenario?
Well, we've been doing this will be our 7th celebrity chef event, and every year it's sold out. So at some point we looked at each other and said, well, we either need a bigger venue or we need a second seating. And so we added on a dinner from our luncheon, and sure enough, they both sold out.
Fantastic.
So we're thrilled. We've got celebrity chef Nancy Silverton from Los Angeles coming in, and she's sort of the hot chef. She's on Netflix Chef's Table. She's got a new cookbook out called Moza at Home. And we have a fabulous MC. You might know him.
Really? Who's that?
That would be you.
Oh, gosh.
I hope. You're all you.
No, I'm looking forward to
about
it.
That,
yeah,
right?
we're double dipping on that one, lunch and dinner, right?
The great thing is that having 2 events on the same day might be tiring a little bit for us, but what it's going to mean is we'll raise double the dollars to serve our community.
That's fantastic. You are going to be over in the kitchen, too.
Yes.
Let people know this is not in a hotel ballroom.
And that is what's unique about this is that we are in our actual kitchen. We're not in the kitchen, but in the community room, which is just a beautiful setting.
Pretty good size, too.
It's a good size, and it just provides an experience for our guests that's unlike any other.
So kind of the cool thing is that here we're going to cook all those meals like we do every day in the morning, and they'll go out to the community. They'll get a hot, freshly prepared, nutritious meal. And then we're going to take a whole group of Dallas philanthropists and serve them a hot, nutritious meal. It's just going to cost a whole lot more.
Very good. Very good. Again, give us the website for somebody out there that would like to be a part of it. Not this Tuesday, but during the course of the year.
Right. VNATexas.org. And there's all sorts of ways to get involved. We have other events. We have other opportunities. Really, we're an agency that's a little bit different than most nonprofits because we have a capacity to take as many volunteers as are willing to step up.
Very good. Katherine, I'm going to let you have the last word. Anything you'd like to close up with on behalf of VNA?
On behalf of VNA, we want to thank the community because without the dollars and without the actual time that a volunteer gives to VNA, we wouldn't exist. And the fact that everyone in the community is supporting their neighbors when they're going to bed hungry, and they're not going to bed hungry now because of that effort. it's an amazing thing to live in Dallas.
Well put. Well, thank you both for all you continue to do day in and day out, 24/7, as they say. Katherine Krause and Cara Mendelsohn, we thank you so much. Meals on Wheels, VNA, you do it all. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Scott.
And we're back with more right after this.